Hello, this is Tony Heller from RealClimateScience.com. In this video, I'm going to discuss the latest from climate science, climate justice, and climate bravery. In the year 2000, Dr. David Viner from the Climatic Research Unit at the University of East Anglia said that within a few years, winter snowfall will become a very rare and exciting event. Children just aren't going to know what snow is. And then in the year 2004, Katharine Hayhoe predicted the demise of skiing in California due to global warming. Here's Katharine with a couple of other famous climate scientists. Katharine said that the future of snow in California was dependent on the amount of fossil fuels we burned in the future. However, it appears that the snow had a different opinion from Katharine Hayhoe. Mammoth Mountain in California had skiing into August this year. That's only the third time that's happened, with the other 2 years being 2017 and 1995. And today the mountain opened up for skiing again. The ski season used to be 4 to 5 months long, and now it's 9 months long. Northern Hemisphere snow cover is currently close to a record high for the date. October Northern Hemisphere snow cover has been above the 1967 to 2023 average for 12 years in a row. Autumn Northern Hemisphere snow cover has been increasing for almost 60 years. And the same thing is true with winter Northern Hemisphere snow cover. This is because cold polar air is penetrating further south, and precipitation, which used to fall as rain, is now falling as snow at lower latitudes. I tweeted this graph of snow cover yesterday and wrote, "Government experts say it's the hottest year ever, but the planet seems to have a different opinion." They've been telling us for decades that warmer temperatures were going to make the snow disappear, but the opposite has occurred. Most people over the age of about 6 months recognize that there's a correlation between cold and snow. That's why snow falls in the winter and not during the summer. But Gerald Cutney objected to my use of a snow graph as a proxy for temperature. Now that their forecasts about global warming and snowfall have failed, they want to change the subject. Now I'm going to talk about some climate bravery from the Australian Prime Minister. He traveled to Tuvalu and risked his life in these dangerous conditions, as you can see in the photograph. He told them that the people of Tuvalu could move to Australia because their island is about to drown due to global warming. This story has a long history. In the year 2001, The Guardian said that Tuvalu was about to drown and that Australia wouldn't let them in, so they were all going to have to move to New Zealand starting in the year 2002. But in the year 2010, BBC News reported that Tuvalu had been growing for the past 6 decades. A new geological study has shown that many low-lying Pacific islands are growing, not sinking. The islands of Tuvalu, Kiribati, and the Federated States of Micronesia are among those which have grown because of coral debris and sediment. Bloomberg was unimpressed by actual research and science, so in the year 2013 they announced that Kiribati was about to drown. And then again in the year 2021, scientists at the University of Auckland reported that these islands were growing, not sinking. But I have to admire the Australian Prime Minister for not only studiously ignoring the science, but also exposing himself to such dangerous conditions. Now let's take a look at the Center for Biological Diversity. That sounds like a very serious name. In 2009, they predicted that the Arctic would be ice-free by the summer of 2012 and that the polar bears were going to die. They were still predicting that during May 2012, but in June 2012, they changed their prediction. Instead of an ice-free Arctic in 2012, they changed it to ice-free in the summer by the 2030s. No indication of a correction, retraction, or mea culpa, they simply changed the date, and they want you to send them money. We went to the bookstore the other day, and this one caught my eye, saying that capitalism causes global warming. I found that particularly interesting because emissions from North America and Europe have been declining for decades, while they are skyrocketing in China. According to the Council on Foreign Relations, China is a communist country, not a capitalist one. If Naomi Klein actually believed that carbon dioxide causes global warming, she would be attacking communism rather than capitalism. It appears that she might have a different agenda. And here's some more science from David Suzuki. He says that Islamophobia causes global warming. Cornel West has a slightly different opinion. He says that climate change is caused by militarism. And Jane Fonda says that climate change is caused by racism.
You can take anything, sexism, racism, misogyny, homophobia, whatever, the war, and if you really get into it and study it and learn about it and the history of it and everything's connected. There'd be no climate crisis if it wasn't for racism.
These people say that they follow the science and that at least 97% of the world's scientists agree with them. I hope that isn't the case because nothing they're saying has anything to do with reality. Toto has been pulling back the curtain on this climate clown show for more than 15 years. You can visit Toto and his family on the web at realclimatescience.com.